What's going on, Twitch chat and YouTube? It's a surprise Monday night stream where we're gonna play a league of Modern Horizons 2 Aggro, which is my new favorite blue deck in the format. Just spent some time today with the Discord, with Not Me and Crazy, trying to figure out how to build this deck better, and this is how we are changing the deck around compared to some of the other versions that we've tried, like blue white red or the blue red with the green splash. This is just the straight blue red version. The nice part about this is you get to play two basic islands in your main deck, where you used to have non-red duels, and that's going to make your life a lot easier when it comes to things like casting Murktide Regent through all the Wasteland decks in the format. I really like the idea of a third Murktide Regent in place of the Dig Through Time. And then I think the rest is the same. I play 4 Lightning Bolts. Some people play 3. I play a Thought Scour, which I think is a nice little flex slot. It also helps you fill up your graveyard. And then we're playing 2 main deck Sprite Dragons. And the reason is because your deck is fairly weak to Leyline of the Void and like permanent base graveyard hate. You know, this is a graveyard card, this is a graveyard card, this is a graveyard card. So adding on some more high power threats that do not utilize that don't use the graveyard to go with your monkeys can be pretty helpful. In the sideboard, it's a pretty clean, you know, 4 Spree for Shops, 4 Surgical for Bazaar, 1 Unholy Heat for Deathrite Shaman Goyf decks, 2 Flusterstorm for combo decks, 2 Pyroblast for, you know, combo decks and other blue decks, a Tabernacle for Bazaar, and a Mountain for Wasteland decks, Shops decks, etc. I still don't know 100% if you're bringing in Mountain against non-Shops Wasteland decks. I haven't really decided on that one. It might not be really necessary when you have two basic islands in your deck. The big reason is for Mishra's Workshop decks where they're taxing you and you want to be able to fetch a basic Mountain to cast Shattering Spree. So that's the big reason. Is Murktide Regent really good? Yeah, I think this card is incredible, especially with the low number of Pyroblasts that are currently being played in the format. This is like a very reasonable blue answer to the speed at which Bazaar kills you. Bug decks. I think that this card definitely was underrated by me in my initial analysis of the cards in Modern Horizons 2. I didn't realize how big a big dumb flyer could be, and the fact that like your second one pumps your first one, and your Dreadhorn Arcanist pumps it. There's a lot of like nice little synergy going on inside of the deck to make Murktide Regent pretty good. So, very happy with how this deck has turned out in the recent iterations. Even though I thought it was pretty good on the first shot too. So we're gonna hop in a league here, and the plan tonight is to do 1 league, and then I'm gonna play a couple rounds of Storybook Brawl, which is a Hearthstone Battlegrounds clone that was made by Matt Nass and Raptor, and I've been really enjoying. So we're gonna play a little bit of that on stream after this league. That won't go up on YouTube though, so if you're watching this video on YouTube, if you want to see how that went, you can check out the Twitch VODs for that. Examiner asks, is Expressive Iteration too slow in Vintage? It's a little bit of yes and no. There's like something to be said about how fast you want to put pressure on your opponent. There's also something to be said about you're heavily reliant on wastelanding your opponent, and your opponent likes to wasteland you. And this deck just tends to not have a lot of mana to use Expressive Iteration to its fullest ability. So while I do think Expressive Iteration is totally playable in this deck, and I don't think it's a bad inclusion by any means, and you can totally, play 1 or 2 in your flex slots. I haven't found that it's been like super impactful, and I ended up cutting them from my later iterations of the deck. All right, jumping right into round 1 versus the Power 9, usually on a blue deck, but some stranger things have happened. Let's see what he's got. This hand has a very interesting hand, isn't it? Definitely on board. We're going to use our Black Lotus as a Lotus Petal here. I'm definitely into the idea of fetching... I think I'm going to fetch a Volcanic I'm not 100% sure I would fetch a volcanic versus every player, but against P9, I think that fetching a volcanic is a decent hedge. You can't really, you can, I mean, you can either fetch volcanic or you can fetch island. I think just being able to have access to blue and red mana and the likelihood of my opponent playing Wasteland, I'm interested in just fetching for a volcanic, using my Black Lotus to make blue mana and casting Sprite Dragon. I guess actually that does let me hard cast Daze, which is interesting. It doesn't let me hard cast Daze because I'm using blue and red, but I can use red and blue if I use volcanic. So I don't know if that's a huge upside, but it certainly is technically an upside. Doesn't let me cast Bolt After, but I don't think I was planning on casting Bolt After anyways. This not being countered means I get to hold open negation mana, which is very nice. So here I can negate any like really problematic spells, bolt any problematic creatures, and wasteland land, which is a pretty decent start. That's an interesting one. So let's see, we're playing against Paradoxical Outcome. This could represent Flusterstorm. I actually think I do. I think I do like negating this. It's going to take them off of mana. It's going to bait a Flusterstorm if they have it and tap them out. This is going to stop them from being able to look at their and try to find, you know, I can Wasteland this Tellurian Academy, then they have Tellurian Academy, and then they have to find spells and lands in the right order, and this is going to help them do that. So I think there's a lot of upside to forcing here. So that's definitely a downside, but I doubt my opponent would have cast Ancestral on their turn. So see if they draw into a force. No. All right, well, the neat thing is my opponent is fairly unlikely to have removal for Sprite Dragon, especially if we take them off of their Tellurian mana. I am definitely considering bolting for damage here. I just feel like there's going to be very little that I'm going to be able to kill with this lightning bolt, and I would rather get the 1 extra damage in right now. All right, I mean, that's the plan. They have a 7-card hand in their PO, so they could very easily go Mox Mox kill us. Looks like that's what they got. Mox Mox kill us. So if they're on Sphinx, we are very dead. If they're on Bolas Citadel, we have a chance. Looks like they bricked on the land drop. We didn't draw a blue source, and we can only deal 3 damage. Is not ideal. I still don't feel too bad about negating the top. I guess they just had a very strong Academy Ancestral Tinker draw, so they don't have that much life to work with. We'll see what they can come up with here. So it's unfortunate we don't have blue card force here, but they've already used land and fetch, so that's a really promising start for us. They used land, fetch, and I believe they paid 2 life for this probe, which means it came from hand. So it means they were super bricking. That costs 3 life. Oh, wow, repeal. Wait, what? I mean, even if it's a bug, he should know not to target my fucking Sprite Dragon. Come on, P9. I just got repealed off of the Citadel for X equals 2 on my Sprite Dragon, when he 100% should only be targeting Jet off this. He thinks that's intended? I don't think that's intended. right? I feel like P9 should know how that works, but yeah, I mean, I know the opponent. We're we're acquaintances here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is not allowed. I mean, P9 played when repeal worked on the top of the library. Uh, it's kind of unfortunate because I do feel like I don't know. I feel like we probably would still lose if they've drawn PO here because they would have repealed their jet. So, oh, they drew Urza. Ah, man, I don't know. I mean, at least we drew a. Huh. I think I'm supposed to cast this Dreadhorde so that I could force if they force it. Just kind of interesting. I think that is better. Yeah, I don't know. Not thrilled about that interaction, but whatever. We shall play through it and we'll file for comp after. Doesn't guarantee 3 damage. Alright, I think I'm gonna get this Dreadhorde Arcanist, and then that way I at least have force. Yeah, I will. Alright, someone just remind me to file for comp at the end of this league. I mean, Dreadhorde is not nothing, but it's not lethal. So, I mean, all my opponent has to do is find a PO, and we will probably lose. But they found a Flusterstorm. That's like a PO because it means I can't counter anything. Though, if my opponent's play was Urza last turn after repealing for on 0, we definitely would be killing them with the Sprite Dragon. So, but it's possible my opponent chose to play Urza because they should definitely have spun, right? I guess my opponent can fluster the lightning bolt, but I can pay for that. They have to either deal with the Dreadhorde. Did the repeal cost 3 life or 1 life? Uh, they think that it cost them 3 life, but I'm pretty sure it cost them 1. I mean, I can't actually counter this because they have a Flusterstorm in their hand, so I might as well just let it resolve. Like I said, I can definitely see a world where, you know, you're casting the repeal off top and you just click on the thing and then you gotta try to backpedal. So, I don't know. Whatever. Like I said, we'll file for comp and we'll try to win through it. Wonder if that means they already drew the PO, because they never spun, right? They just kept playing 1-drops off the top. Yeah, they revealed a Flusterstorm off of Narset. So there's no reason for me to force it. I would rather see if I can get to my turn to untap, in which case I could then flashback Lightning Bolt, and I can pay for a Fluster, so they would have to have Force and Fluster. Alright, they just have a second repeal. Time Walk. Alright, that's lethal. Okay. So against Urza PO, I think we're gonna bring in Pyros and Flusters. We're gonna take out Lightning Bolts. And then that's it. I guess we could take out a Daze and play a Spree. I think something like that seems reasonable. Yeah, let's run like that. Oh. Yeah, I'm aware it says cast X's too, but whatever. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense to me. I don't know. I really don't like having tons of sprees against PO. And we're like pretty good against Saga with 5 Wastelands. I don't think spree is like bad, but I don't want to have more than 2. Oh yeah, that probably will help. I'll put it in the bug thing. Oh, those are my patch notes. I patched the data today. So if you go and check out the data, a bunch of things changed on the data. I can actually bring it back up, I guess. Basically, I added some categories and collapsed some categories, all in an effort to really like separate the ones that are heavily played, like Mono White and Witch Tinker, from like the generic categories, so they can actually be tracked on their own. And to get a category for this kind of like aggressive blue decks. So those changes are all done, and they go back all the way this year. So if you want to check that out, that's up and running now. I mean, this hand doesn't have a Force of Will, which makes it a little hard to keep against PO, but I think Dragon Rage Channeler into Brainstorm is probably really good, or good enough. So I'm sure it's like all X spells that can target something, if I had to guess. I got nothing, so if you got Tinker, kill me, I guess. Well, what's a guy to do? PO for 2. Solid Divination. Alright, I'm definitely going to Brainstorm here and not Sprite Dragon. That would then they know that I have then they know that I have nothing going on. I definitely want that. And I definitely want to get rid of this basic. Oh wow, that is an incredible set of... That might be one of the best brainstorms I've ever done. Holy cow. That's incredible, yeah. All right, well, now I have Force and Pyroblast and Flusterstorm, and yeah, it was a solid brainstorm. An absolutely solid brainstorm. Yeah, that was a draw 5, right? Or not drop 5. Like it was somewhere. It was definitely better than Ancestral Recall. Maybe not. Maybe it wasn't better than Ancestral Recall. I don't know. It was only slightly worse than Ancestral Recall. Brainstorm is not a real card. All right, my opponent is going away for a second. So what I'm gonna do is file for comp, and I'm gonna do it on stream. So if Magic Online doesn't want the bad press, they should probably stop making me file for comp. I have to sign in. 1 second. Okay, I'm no wasted time here. After we're done with this stream, I want to be doing anything other than filing for comp. Why did that not work? Unverified account? How could my account possibly be unverified? How? How can it possibly be unverified? You've sent me thousands of dollars. Angry Justin. Bruh. I don't understand. All right, so they're gonna get Ancestral, I guess maybe cast it on our turn to tap us out or something. I'm not really sure. But that's fine, I think. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in casting this. I would definitely have liked to have another blue or red source here, maybe. A Dreadhorde Arcanist. Huh. I think I'm just gonna bin this so I get Delirium. Don't think I really care about it that much. Alright, so my opponent has Ancestral and a bunch of garbage. So that's good for Justin. Unfortunately, I can't wasteland any of their lands, and I can't use it to cast spells. So maybe I did want a Dreadhorde Arcanist. Yeah, alright. Just didn't cast Ancestral, huh? I think I'm down to force top, which is interesting. I guess if my opponent top deck, and they don't have anything to top deck, right? Or they could have top decked one card because we knew about the C and we knew about the other thing. Do I want this so that I can play Sprite Dragon and hold up stuff next turn? Is that actually worth it though? I find it highly unlikely. I'd rather dig for like a very good card. I think I don't always value top, but given my opponent's exact hand right now, I think it's really, really important to turn off top. All right, my opponent's not going to cast anything else here. I kind of wish I kept the Volcanic, but I'm sure we'll draw another land, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fluster this one. If they want to tap their mana, well... My Fluster's so bad right now. This is just fine. Now I definitely wish I'd kept that Volcanic. It's a good draw, though. I probably should have played the land first. Oh, well. Well, the problem with PO, not me, is that it doesn't have any ways to draw cards, so ways of giving it card advantage are pretty good. Sorry, I'm like looking at this verification link, and I just don't know what's happening. So, like, given my opponent's hand of a bunch of cards that I don't think are that good, I think I value card advantage extremely high, or card quality extremely high. But it looks like my opponent's just going to hold this Ancestral Recall until they can find a Flusterstorm, which I guess is super smart. Like, that's the plan, it looks like, is they don't care. They're just going to hold it forever. I don't think that's super feasible in this situation, because my opponent's probably playing multiple Flusterstorms, and I guess I can't really beat a Flusterstorm plus a spell that wins the game, not me, right? Because my Flusterstorm is turned off because of all of their things. Oh, I think this build of PO is like, or this build is better. I think Urza's like really bad, and I think, I don't know. I'm not a fan. I think I really dislike the Seed of the Cyanide PO deck. I think the deck is atrocious. I like Power 9's version with blue and black cards better, but I also think that like Urza is just a nonsensical card that you should not be playing in Vintage. It's just not powerful enough. It's not remotely close to being powerful enough. Yeah, I don't think I like splashing any colors in this deck, Mayhem. I just think it's I don't like it at all. I would rather have basics. Wasteland's too strong. I think I'm going to lose this game, though. Oh, I think Urza Saga in PO is very good. I have no problem with Urza Saga in PO. I hate when you put bad cards in your deck, like Seed of the Cyanide and Urza. Those are the cards that I have a problem with. So I think what's happening here is my opponent either found Paradoxical Outcome or they found Flusterstorm, and what they're going to do is they're going to put Ancestral on the stack, and then they're going to PO, and then like I can't Fluster them, and then they'll draw into Fluster and Fluster me, and everything's going to suck. So right now I can Fluster them, so never mind. So these are both the same, and my opponent has... They have 3 islands. All right, we need to cut some wastelands if we get to game 3. 3 islands is so many islands. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I mean, I'm down to see if you have another spell. They don't want a mental misstep. We're a little bit past that point in life. I do know their hand. You're right. They have Urza Underground Sea. All right, then all of these counters are resolving and they have nothing, and they're gonna just slam an Urza next turn, and I'm just gonna continue to not care. So that's good. And hopefully we also get to look for like a good draw. Yeah, I mean, I'll take that. Dragon's Rage Channeler is just an unreal magic card. The amount of value you get in one mana is very, very high. My opponent does get to just slam an Urza here, which is pretty good. We can either Brainstorm or Pyroblast Urza with our Dreadhorde Arcanist. It's going to die no matter what to the Golem, but... Yep. I assume they just play the Underground Sea because they already know that I have, I know, they have it, and I have a Wasteland. So they drew a Narset off the top. Interesting. So we're gonna know their hand again. So now we have to choose between Pyroblasting, Urza, and Narset. Or we could just kill Narset with this Dragon's Rage Channeler. They found a Soul Guide, like, jeez! Holy shit, that's so good. Okay. Yep. Soul Guide Lantern. I assume this first one takes Pyroblast, and then if I flash anything back, they'll crack it. I would definitely play a Karn the Great Creator over an Urza for sure. Absolutely. Oh, that's a card, isn't it? All right. Are they dead? I play a Sprite Dragon. Yeah, they're just dead. That was a really good top deck. All right, we get to play a game 3, which is sweet. Oh, but what if they shrink this? Shit, they're not just dead. Hmm. That is unfortunate. Oh, they forgot they shrunk it. All right, well, now they're dead. All right, well, my opponent gave me one after after the bug in game 1. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I forgot about it too, to be perfectly honest. I forgot that my opponent could shrink this. Totally forgot about that. So what were we gonna have to do here? We were gonna have to just attack with Sprite Dragon at Narset, and then untap and draw. I don't know. It looks really bad for us. I mean, maybe we have to. I mean, yeah, I guess we would swing the Red Horde to force them. We can't really even force them to pop. I guess we have to force them to pop it off of this. But if I don't attack with it, no, I have to attack with this. This is just gonna get eaten. Holy shit. So I have to swing all. And then they pop it, and it turns off the Arcanist, and it turns off the Channeler. I guess I swing all at Narset. They kill the Dragon's Rage Channeler, and Narset dies, and then I draw, and I mean, I drew like shit, right? So I'm gonna strip mine and Wasteland them. Probably just strip them off of both black sources. And then they're off the top, but they have the ability to spin with Urza. So we might lose that game. Wow. Yeah, that would have been crazy. I think that would have been very bad. I still don't really think I want another Shattering Spree, though I don't really want this many Wastelands, so let's get a Shattering Spree in here. I'm very much unenthused by the idea of having 4 Wastelands against an opponent who has 3 islands in their deck. Let's do that. All right, so we get to play a game 3 that who knows if should have happened. I don't enjoy playing Deathrite Shaman decks, and I also find that Deathrite Shaman decks don't give you a lot of room to build. Like, you don't really have very much room in your Deathrite Shaman decks to do interesting things. They're very boring. They're very good, but they're very boring. Like, really, how likely is your Deathrite Shaman to be deck to be better than Bug? Like, fairly unlikely, I would say. Man, I want to keep this hand, but I think it's bad. If one of these was a force, I would definitely consider keeping it. But because nothing is free, I think it's not good enough. I mean, I don't think this hand is much better, but it at least casts the spells that are in it. I don't really think I'm allowed to mulligan this one, so... I mean, this is why you want to have a force. Yes, agreed. Uh, I think I'm looking at Dragon's Rage Channeler, Lotus Petal, Ragavan. Unless we draw a Pyroblast or a Flusterstorm. In which case I would probably play Ragavan Petal. Really like to draw a Force, I guess. Okay, we drew a Force. We still can't beat game-winning spell plus Fluster, but... Is Murktide the hands-down best Delve threat now in basically any situation? No, I wouldn't say that. It's pyroblastable, which makes it very vulnerable. But it's certainly a high-powered Delve threat. The fact that you don't have to splash for your Delve threat is also a very big upside. Like, theoretically, Gurmag and Hooting are almost always a splash in your blue deck. So... Of course, board out Wasteland, immediately play against Underground Sea. Yeah, double blue is definitely worse than a single color sometimes. It's not all clear upside is what I'm trying to say. It definitely has positives and negatives, but one is a mythic rare, so for whatever that means. It's whatever that means. Demonic Tuda. Yep. Maybe I'm supposed to counter this because they're probably going to get Mana Crypt. I don't know. It's definitely possible I'm supposed to counter that, but I'm too busy putting in my match ID. Hold on. 2408. I gotta get my money back after I lose this game to Pio. 478. Two. Ah, Black Lotus. Are we gonna get like Yogwill flustered? It's pretty bad for me. Oh, Urza. I mean, yeah, if you have a fluster, you have a fluster. I don't want you to turn off my Ragavan like that. They have a force. Wow. So this turns up my Delirium. I also can't cast it as of right now. And it does feel a little weird to bin the Dredger Cruise. But I think I'm going to. Alright, I have Delirium now. I could Suicide the Monkey to cast it. That is a true statement. I don't know. Casting it also turns off Delirium. What do they have? A Time Walk? Oh, they have a Time Vault. That could be annoying if my opponent draws like an Urza. Like, sheesh. All right. Well, that was a pretty good sequence here. So I can go attack and then just play the Regent. I guess there's a question of, I think I'm going to just leave the Petal, as the Petal is the hardest type to get in the yard. All right, you got a Key, you win. You got a Saga, the pressure is on. You got a Pio, you probably win. You got a Tinker, you win. Yeah, this draw was pretty good. I think Pyroblast would have been a pretty reasonable draw. Ancestral, Time Walk. But I mean, in terms of non-restricted cards, it's probably the best draw. Spin? Oh, spin, baby, spin. Yes! Spin into force. I'll take it. That's a great draw. Preordain. See if we cannot get this Dragon's Rage Channeler flying here. All I need to do is put an instant in the yard. Alright. Neither of those are an instant. Do I want a Strip Mine? I don't think so. Obviously, it stops them from spinning, but I don't think I care about that. So I would love to see a Pyroblast, as it would kill the Urza, turn on the Channeler, and get the Ragavan in. That's Brainstorm. Alright, that turns on my Channeler. So I have a 2-turn clock here. I guess my best draw is probably not that. Seeing as they can't bounce my Murktide Regent anyways. I think my best draw is Mental Misstep. Probably. Gush. Gush is a good draw. Yeah, Gush is a good draw. Gush is probably the only draw that actually is super powerful here. Alright, well... I don't know if there's any way we can draw into a card, but... I mean, they have to win the game on this turn. So, it's not a bad place to be, and especially if they spun on the last turn. What? What are you saying, not me? Looks like they're spinning again. Dodge PO on a spin? Yep, Flusterstorm. Got there. No bug, no problem. Alright. Urza is a horrible card, chat. I'm trying to tell you this. If anyone wants Urza to be good, it's me. But it's just it's not super strong. All right, here we do it. Round 2 versus Burrow Run. I don't know what Burrow Run's up to. I think that they were trying out. They have a range. I know they won Eternal Weekend on Bug, but they've definitely been trying out other decks recently. I think this hand is super keepable. However, honestly, if this was my off color, like Tropical Island or Tundra in the other versions, I probably wouldn't keep this hand. So that shows you the power of Basic Island, because I actually think this hand is very mulliganable if I had a non-basic land here. I'm gonna just mod both of these. I just want to find mana, and that works too. Okay, they are on shops. Drawing Mental Misstep, not great here. Yeah, this is gonna be a hard game. I'm glad I bottomed. My opponent has the mana to play Revoker, Thorn in the same turn. And also Crucible. I mean, they could play Crucible instead if they wanted to play Crucible. They played Relic. Haha! Suck it. Got him. Probably, yeah. Oh, they're not going to play Mana Crypt Revoker. Interesting. Interesting. All right, we need to hit land drops here. We need to hit land drops here. Did not hit land drops here. All right, well, I also can't play my creatures, unfortunately, because it's an island and not a volcanic. They drew a wasteland, further cementing the idea. So now they have a wasteland lock, which is also not great for me. All right. What do I want to do, though? What is my best path to victory? Is it crazy to think that the best play is fetch basic island and play Preordain? The problem with going Volcanic Dragon is that they're going to wasteland my Volcanic, and it's unlikely I'm going to be able to cast spells. The problem with going Ragavan is I can go Ragavan Channeler. I could go Ragavan Channeler. Dash. Channeler. It's not bad. I don't know. I think there's a lot of upside here to going basic island Preordain. But I'm down to dash a monkey. There's nothing that I can. I guess I could hit a Moxen. Would be a pretty good hit. I could always not play a Channeler as well, but no, we don't have a basic mountain in the main deck. It would be nice to play a Crucible of Worlds, but man, I don't know about playing Channeler here, chat. There's still a bunch of risk attached to this, isn't there? Yeah, but how do I get this threat turned on? Like, what am I doing to get this threat turned on? How do I get this threat turned on? I think I'm supposed to do it anyways, but I don't feel great about this. Tacking into Revoker with my threat is not exactly getting a threat turned on, but no, Revoker has to name Magic the Gathering cards, and a treasure is not a Magic the Gathering card. All right, Ruby. They named Ruby? You have a Ruby, friend. You should name Sapphire. I guess maybe. I mean, Ruby does prevent me from playing Ragavan, so I don't think it's the worst name, but you could name Lotus. I don't know if I would name Ruby. Fetchland's our best card by a lot. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Certainly isn't. I mean, they're pretty smart for not playing their Mana Crypt, because that would be our only way to win this game. Look at that. Wow, I can't believe this actually came true. That's incredible. I mean, we're probably going to win this game now. I think I want that. I wonder... Am I supposed to just dash a monkey here? Give them back their Ruby? Yeah, probably. I could see not. I mean, now I have a 2-turn clock that they can't actually beat, so this game is very, very over. I don't want that. Do want that. Yeah, if they had named Black Lotus, which I think is the correct name in that spot, we probably lose this game. But thankfully they did not name Black Lotus, so. I don't think Ruby's a bad name. I think Ruby and Black Lotus are your only two names. I mean, guess you have three names. You have Ruby, Black Lotus, Sapphire, right? And theoretically, Sapphire is not a great one to name. And Ruby is definitely the most powerful to name. Because I think that's like the repeating, having a non-wastelandable red source is pretty important. It's just a 50-50 in the end. But they owned a Ruby, and they had like an Ancient Tomb, which made me more likely to name Black Lotus. I'm not sure. I would have named Black Lotus or Ruby, but I don't know which one I would have named. Anyways, we're going to just bring in 4 Shattering Spree, 1 Mountain, and then we're going to take out Mental Misstep, Gataxian Probe, After that, it gets a little bit less interesting. I like taking out Gush. I mean, I think Thought Scour is kind of garbage. If I bring in Heat, I don't know. Is that better against Lightning Bolt? I kind of like Daze against Chops. It's not ideal, but I don't think I would take out Daze. I think Heat should be better than Lightning Bolt. Like that, maybe? Force of Negations you definitely want in. 100%. Counters Trinisphere. It is a little weird to take out Gush and not Daze, but I definitely am confident about Probe, Thought Scour, Misstep. It's these bolts that I don't know about. The nice thing about Unholy Heat is it does kill a Golos, or whatever that's worth. Or like a big Sprite Dragon, or sorry, a big Stonecoil Serpent, or a big Wormcoil, which is kind of nice. I guess we could keep it like that, maybe. Probably fine. Because I don't want a mountain in my main deck. My deck actually has more lands than it needs to function. But because Mishra's Workshop decks exist in the format, you need to actively have more lands than your deck actually needs, so that you can play spells through Wastelands and through Sphere Resistances. So you'll see a lot of decks, they'll sideboard their a basic of the type that they need against Workshops. So for me, the basic I typically need against Workshops is a mountain, so I can cast Shattering Spree. So I keep my mountain in the sideboard, and then when I play against a Workshop deck, I bring in my mountain. Kind of think this hand is garbage, but it does have double basic island, so it's probably fine. That's 4 lands. This hand is probably fine against Golos. Even just this card existing is very good against Golos. Just having a Delver in your deck is like really strong. What are they going to play off of this Workshop? All right, well, I'm going to Wasteland their Workshop here. And then we're going to play an interesting game of Magic. Let's see what they have to follow up. All right, they don't have a Workshop follow up. That's a good sign. Tomb, that's annoying. They're not going to play anything. That's a hard choice. If they don't have anything to play, that must mean they have a Golos, right? And I won't be able to play anything until I draw another land, but I think them drawing a land and Golosing me is a worse proposition. It could be, but I mean, the card I really don't want them to have is Golos, right? So Ghost Quarter. All right, well, we have, even if we fetch double basic island, we have a mountain still. They might go. I mean, they know what's in our deck because they were visiting the stream before. So, oh, that's so sick. Through a workshop, playing a Golos anyways. Yeah, I mean, we wastelanded a workshop and a tomb. It's just kind of unfortunate. Yeah, I don't even know. Even if we draw, they got strip mine. Yeah, that makes sense. This is really problematic. All right, we lost. Unfortunate. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's the problem with keeping a non-force hand. I want to get a daze in on the play. Another bolt out. Oh, I think we're deterministically dead at that point. I don't actually think we can come back. Could be wrong, but yeah, I think this is fine. Not the best hand versus shops, but I think it's okay. Just gonna fetch a basic island and preordain. We can be together. I did bring in days. I think days on the play against shops is fairly strong. Right. I'm gonna keep this ancestral, so as long as I don't get strip mined, should be fine. Wasteland is not strip mine. Wow, just wasteland go. Interesting. All right, well, I would like to draw a land here. I drew a land and a Black Lotus. I'm going to play all of my creatures, which means I will lose out on a channeler trigger. I'm not going to get any channeler triggers. But I already have Delirium, so it's probably fine. Oh, I could fetch Basic Mountain, and then I can get channeler trigger. No, I can't. No. We're not fetching Basic Mountain. We're fetching Basic Island and getting all red sources off of our Lotus. No. I don't like fetching Basic Mountain. I like going Lotus, Channeler, White Dragon, attack. I think there are other lines here, but I like this one. Yeah, I don't think we can lose from this point. But I mean, it's possible. We have a very strong start, though. We could get Tabernacled, maybe. That would be annoying, but not the end of the world. I'll probably put any card in the graveyard there, because I'd like to cast Treasure Cruise and still have Delirium if possible. They did have Tabernacle. Wow, we got baited. Wow. Okay. Certainly got baited there. I am going to pay for this Sprite Dragon here. That's definitely a downside to dazing there. But it's very unlikely for my opponent to have a Tabernacle, so I'm not really worried about it. Yeah, we're living it up right now. I could have left more spells in my yard so that my Murktide would be bigger, but I don't think that's really necessary. Sphere of Resistance. I don't really want that resolving. I don't think I have to counter that, but I would have liked to drawn a land there and just played a Murktide Regent. Definitely don't want these spells. Hmm. Ghost Quarter. Crucible. I feel like this is one of the ways we can lose the game. So I think I'm just going to cast this. Alright, well, they have to do something on this turn, exactly. I didn't draw any more lands, so... If they had a Crucible there, they could have... What does this get? Yeah, we could have pitched the Murktide. That's true. No Chasm. I assume they like would get a Strip Mine and then try to get us off of Tabernacle. But they would have to have another turn to do that, so... That was actually really close. Yeah, we probably should have pitched the Murktide and cast Ponder. We would have had a Wasteland for Tabernacle. I feel like we got pretty unlucky with the draws. Like we should have seen more lands and or wastelands, right? Like I don't think Tabernacle is typically a way we can lose, but we almost lost this game, which is kind of interesting. I think it would have been a lot easier for me to win the game if I hadn't dazed. But it just felt correct to daze because we had two Dragon's Rage channelers in play. I don't think I played that game very well. Right? I don't know. I think I played this game kind of poorly. Or maybe too aggressive, like too haphazard, maybe? I didn't really think about the choices I was making because I didn't think it was going to matter too much. But they almost ended up causing me to lose this game, so... The problem with, like, continuing to play cantrips... The problem with continuing to play cantrips would be that you are like you always have to counter a sphere, where I don't think I have to counter a sphere if I just like didn't have I had mana open, you know. But yeah, looking back, maybe I should not have dazed. I guess I kind of have to think, what hand is my opponent keeping on 6 cards with a wasteland? I don't know. It's just such a free daze, and it, like the relic, even without activating, was gonna turn off my channelers. And if I had to pay 2 mana for channeler and dragon, it means I wasn't casting any spells on that turn. I don't know. No, we would have lost the game if the Crucible resolved, so definitely not that. We would 100% lose the game if the Crucible resolves. If the Crucible resolves, they Ghost Quarter, I get a Mountain. They Ghost Quarter, I get nothing. They Ghost Quarter, I get nothing, and my Sprite Dragon dies to Tabernacle. You absolutely cannot let Crucible resolve there, so... Okay, not a bad start. Here we are, round 3. Vintage League. We've got Luris the Dream Den. Alright, okay. See you, opponent. I'm keeping this hand, for sure. Sure. Totally reasonable. Deathrite Shaman? Deathrite Shaman's an annoying one. Oh. Yeah, sure, whatever. Do that. This card is not... I don't know. I don't like that card. What did they get? A Wasteland? Alright, okay. It's pretty good. think I'm getting wastelanded because I definitely want to trigger this Dragon Rage channeler. I guess I could wasteland them. I could go like wasteland. Black Lotus channeler. I could just go wasteland. Go. Nah. No. I like channeler, trigger Black Lotus, hold up days and everything. Alright, Luris, you're in a shit spot. Do I actually actively want another land? No, I just want to put cards in my yard. Yeah, I don't think it's like I don't think it's an unreasonable line to wasteland here. And I'm definitely more inclined to do it now. But if they play like a Tarmogoyf, I'm just gonna hard cast a Daze. It's gonna be great. They don't have a Tarmogoyf. Okay. Alright, I'm definitely gonna wasteland them back, I think then. Maybe they have a bolt. They have a bolt. I think this is just fine, and then we just cruise. Because now I can cruise without using my land drop. Oh, I guess I can just use my wasteland land drop. Wasteland, and that way I can actually keep something in my yard. Do I want to keep something in my yard? Or, no, I don't think so. I think I would rather have a floating mana. I think I'd rather have a floating mana for a cantrip. Not that cantrip. Do I want to use that cantrip? I think so. Their hand is Wasteland, Abrupt Decay, Pyroblast, Culligan's Command. That is hilarious. Okay, you got it. Here you go. We would have gotten pretty far by wastelanding them on turn. I mean, I guess it didn't actually change anything. They didn't actually. Oh yeah, we wouldn't have gotten lightning bolted. Yeah, I would still rather just get my channeler down. All right. So all they have is Pyroblast. Oh, they're cracking, so they drew something else. I mean, they're splashing Ancestral and Time Walk, so. Yeah, we were one last round. I mean, I think the Jund deck is not something I would play. However, I think it does have certain things going for it. Okay. That we just wasteland locked our opponent. That was fine. Thinking Mountain, Unholy Heat. I don't know about Flusterstorm. Depends on what's in their deck list. I'm not actually sure what's in their deck list. Yeah, we probably would not be in a great spot. I don't think we would be in a losing spot by any means, though. It's not like they had a threat that we cared about. Alright, I need to find their deck list, I guess, because I don't know what the fuck's going on. Just have zero idea. Vintage. Whatever the rogue list looks like these days. Then... not my Jund list. I feel like he's Patrick, isn't he? I don't see a Jund list. I'm not seeing any Jund lists. I thought it was Patrick, wasn't it? Oh, here it is. Yeah. It was actually sorted into the bug category. 22 spells. It's not the greatest Flusterstorm, but that's a lot of ass trophies, isn't it? That's a lot of ass trophies. What do we want to board out? I think I want to board out Negation. And I think I want to board out Days on the Draw. And I don't know, Force. Maybe another Days. Yeah, it's probably fine. Scroll? Nah, I would not board out Scroll. Card advantage is definitely a way we can win this game. My opponent's deck should theoretically grind a bit better than us, so... but they don't have blue cards, so that doesn't always really line up that way. This hand looks terrible against Jund. I don't know if I agree with that. I feel like having a lightning bolt in your hand means like you're super far ahead. But I could be wrong. Like, this hand's very good against both lightning bolt and wasteland. I probably should have just gotten a red source there. I should have forced that. I don't know, I clicked through it. Oh well, we'll draw another lightning bolt. I meant to force that one. Well, if we draw all Moxen, then yeah, maybe it's not very good against Jund. I should have forced this, but I just clicked through it by accident. Strip mine, huh? Well, we might lose now because this Dark Confidant might just extract too much value. But I feel like if we were to draw a Preordain or something, we could just never lose from the situation. Well, I might have thrown the game, though, by clicking through this, so... the nice part is we can force a Luris after we draw our Lightning Bolt for the Dark Confidant. Never mind. Alright, I do think we're going to lose. But we have drawn all lands, and so... I don't know how much to say there. Pyroblast. That's pretty bad for us. Now we can't even draw into things that are going to draw into other things. Alright. Enough of this. Alright. On the play. Do we want our dazes back? Probably. I kind of think Force is like not very good here. Try this. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was a bad keep. Maybe, you know, not killing the the Dark Confidant was bad. But no matter what, just drawing 6 lands means we're probably gonna lose most games. So, shall we dash a monkey? Holy moly! I guess so. Oh no, it's too late. Not me. We're doing it. Yeah, I think it is probably bad to want to dash a monkey here. What if we hit Abundant Harvest? Imagine if we hit Abundant Harvest. Or that. Imagine if we hit that. Yeah, okay, sure, why not? No, people don't really play Jund in Vintage. Why does the Jund deck always have a Moxen? I feel like that's cheating. I feel like that's so cheating. Motherfucking, you kidding me? I think I'm gonna... Man, I don't know. Why can't we ever draw lands? Or just we draw too many lands? Why can't we just draw the perfect amount of lands? Is it bad that I want to like strip mine this and then make a ponder and try to hit a land drop? Oh, I didn't want to do that with that still floating, but fucking beautiful. All right, that was actually the best possible outcome. That was easily the best possible outcome there. I think I'm gonna play the stupid monkey because like they're gonna want to use this Deathrite Shaman, and if they don't use the Deathrite Shaman, then I can use my Deathrite Shaman. So. Lou? Fuck off. I hate when Jund cast Ancestral. It feels like completely unreasonable. It's so tilting. Why you like this? Alright, what are you abrupt decaying? What's the choice? Abrupt decay. Deathrite Shaman. Bold. So bold. Does that mean I get a Murktide Regent? No, I'm gonna be 1 card away, right? Ooh, yes, I like that. I'm a big fan of that. How about basic island play Murktide Regent? Or is that too bad? I could also just like get a basic mountain and play Channeler. I guess I could play a fetch land. No, I know a Murktide Regent's on the top of my library, which I kind of want to get rid of. I could go crack this, play a Dragon Channeler, play a Sapphire, or then trigger Sapphire, put the Murktide Regent into my graveyard, and then just keep open Scalding Tarn. I mean, they're clearly playing blue. I don't know what you're talking about, opponent. I don't know what you're talking about, Gordon. Clearly, they're playing blue. I don't know. These Flusterstorms look really bad, though. Tell you that much. I could play Dragon's Raid Channeler and play Sapphire Tarn and just mill over the Regent. I don't think that's unreasonable. I don't know if getting Channeler down is actually better than getting Regent down. I'm not convinced that that is actually true. The nice thing about getting Regent down is there no longer are any lands in my yard that my opponent can use with their Deathrite Shaman. They still have one in their yard, obviously, but I am leaning towards the stupid dragon. This means they do have to probably... I don't know if that's actually true. It's going to be a tough game to win. When you're playing a fair battle and your opponent draws Ancestral Recall and you don't, it's always an incredibly hard game to win. Alright, so now they have 2 red sources, which is really bad for me. So they can have Assassin's Trophy, or they can have Lightning Bolt to kill Regent. K-Command, their Sapphire, and my Monkey. I accept. You're gonna cast into Daze? Are you nuts? Oh, it's just Abundant Harvest. Okay. I thought they were gonna cast Pyroblast into Daze, and I was gonna be extremely upset. Okay. This looks really bad for me. I'm not gonna lie to you right now, chat. It's not a good draw. Looks quite bad. I don't think these Flusterstorms are very good. I mean, they would have been pretty good at countering Culligan's command. But maybe I lost because I chose to not play the Channeler? Maybe? I'm not sure. Well, I certainly hope they just cast whatever they just got right now. Alright, sweet. That I can deal with. Unless they have Mental Misstep and 2 Eats. Alright. There's hope. They had to tutor for an answer. There is definitely hope. They're out of lands. Oh, I guess they could not have eaten 2 lands because they're out of lands. Alright, they tutored for another land. They drew a wasteland. Alright. It looks winnable. Looks winnable. Though they can eat 2 creatures a turn. I would love to draw a basic mountain. Don't think I'm going to be able to counter the next Pyroblast, so... Lightning Bolt doesn't exactly do it, unless they have 2 Lightning Bolts, which we could probably counter. They actually have no more lands in their yard for Deathrite Shaman, so that's good. But they can't eat and drain every turn. Land? Red land? Scalding Tarn? Draw an Assassin's Trophy for turn? This doesn't work. Unless they wasteland themselves. Whatever. No, wait, wastelanding themselves doesn't work either. Because then they can wasteland and then eat both lands. Whatever, you do your thing. Yeah, all right. Wasteland your wasteland your land. Eat both of your lands. Pay for fluster. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely a line I've never seen, but definitely happened. So drawing Assassin's Trophy there was really bad for us. I need to draw my Scalding Tarn. Oh wait, I don't need to draw my Scalding Tarn because this gets me a mountain. Oh, that's so good. Never mind. Wow. I mean, this is gonna get lightning bolted, but I think that's okay. Yeah, definitely don't want that. I don't want that either. Alright. Wait, how did my volcanic get into my yard? Oh, I milled the volcanic is so bad. Oh, I should not have milled the volcanic. I punted this game away. Oh, it's okay. They didn't see it. Ooh, jeez, because they could have just gotten their Lurrus back this turn. Yeah, I wanted my Dragon's Rage Channeler to get a proc from the Ruby and to bait the Bolt. Oh, I don't think I was supposed to put the Volcanic into my yard, though. That was problematic, I think. Assassin's Trophy? No! No! Stop. My opponent is definitely living on the edge. This is true. If I draw a Bolt, they die. So, unless they eat right away, which I don't think they're going to. I think I'm just going to take life here. Alright. That paid off. I would rather not even rebuy. I think I would rather just look at a new card. Okay. No, because I can draw a lightning bolt and respond and kill them. I don't think I'm taking this wasteland. I just want to bolt now. All right, how much can I cantrip looking for one of my 4 lightning bolts? Remind me not to crack any fetch lands here. Oh, now they're gonna eat? All right. All right, well, I guess they ate and now we can't win. That's exactly what I want, I guess. All right, here we go. They drew a lightning bolt. Okay. Lightning bolt's fine. I think I would rather craft my draw steps than make my Sprite Dragon bigger. Are they gonna put the Lurrus in their yard? Or in their hand? Yeah, alright. Alright, I mean, there's a definite chance they just don't have any more answers to Murktide Regent and die, so that's nice. I could draw Time Walk and win on the spot. I can draw Treasure Cruise. Okay, so well, now I have to do some math. We've got 11 cards in the yard, which is 1 short of the perfect number. So I guess we can make this Murktide region as large as physically possible. No, I was gonna cast Treasure Cruise after. I wanted to make this bigger. Or you guys don't want to make it bigger? That's interesting to me. I think making it bigger is pretty important with opponent being able to gain life. I don't know. Maybe saving one. Maybe saving one. Like, I'm never saving a blue mana. Why do I want to save a blue mana? I mean, like, why do I want to save a red mana? I don't need to save a red mana. Does the size matter? Oh, maybe. They're gaining 2 life. I guess 8/8 is probably already. What if I draw Time Walk? I mean, I can draw time. I can draw. Like, I have to have a blue land, chat. I have to have a blue land. This is blue, and Cruise is blue. No matter what, to cast a Time Walk and cast both of these things, I need to draw a blue land. I think my lines are better. I don't think you're supposed to bolt Deathrite Shaman. I think you're supposed to bolt Bob. I don't want my opponent drawing an answer to Murktide Regent. There's also like a very reasonable line of playing Dreadhorde Arcanist and having Bolt next turn. Assuming my opponent doesn't. Bob will never kill him at 5 life. I think the correct line is play Deathrite Shaman, Dreadhorde Arcanist. Another Deathrite Shaman. They have to have drawn a Pyroblast or an Assassin's Trophy for my Murktide Regent. They hit an Assassin's Trophy off Abundant Harvest. They hit an Assassin's Trophy off Abundant Harvest. Hilarious. Oh, I should not have shuffled there. I should definitely not have shuffled there. Oh, wait, no, I fetched, so it's fine. Oh, they have a Lightning Bolt. We forgot they had a Lightning Bolt. We're dumb. We're dumb. We guess we lose. Whatever. No, now I have to draw a double Bolt. I have to draw a Bolt. No, yeah. I would have won this game if I had bolted the Dark Confidant. I would have won the game if I had bolted the Dark Confidant, because they wouldn't have been able to draw into Assassin's Trophy, which is exactly what I said. Oh well. Now we lose. Now we lose. I just wanted to stop them from killing my Murktide Regent, which is why I wanted to bolt the Bob. No, there's no reason to bolt Bob now. Why would you ever do that? No, I threw. I should have gone with the line that I initially came up with, and instead I played Dreadhorde Arcanist. It's my fault. The first line I come up with is usually the correct line, so... There's like way too many creatures in the grave. I just put 2 more creatures in the grave, so... there's like another 2 creatures on their side and another 1 on our side. Yep. I don't know. I had the right line and I chose wrong. Oh well. It's unfortunate. The reason that I should have done the line that I thought of was because I knew my opponent had a lightning bolt from a previous Dark Confidant reveal. I knew my opponent had a lightning bolt, so there's just like no world where I'm ever supposed to play the Dreadhorde Arcanist. So, all right, it looks like my opponent is opting to not hold open, gain 2 life, so I can now top deck lightning bolt and win the game. Yeah, all right. Well, my opponent is playing around Sprite Dragon, I guess. So if I draw Lightning Bolt, I still win. I shuffled my library, unfortunately. Oh no, they're just playing 2 Deathrite. All right, so they just... I think this is... I think this is an absurdly greedy line from my opponent when they can just hold open a Deathrite Shaman, or they can just use the Deathrite Shaman activation to go to 7 and probably can't lose. But they chose instead to play out all their creatures, which gives me a line to win. So maybe they don't think I have a Lightning Bolt because I didn't Lightning Bolt their creature. I think that's like a reasonable read. But one of my 3 Lightning Bolts will do it. Or Sprite Dragon, right? Sprite Dragon would have also done it. So I had about infinite outs, right? I had 4 outs. Yeah, I had 4 outs. Plus cantrips. So what can I do? Can I play this and block and shoot their face? I could shoot Luris. Shooting Luris is fine, right? Because they only have 2 drains. Yeah, I had 4 outs there, but I just didn't hit them. Come on, don't show me that. Don't fucking show me that. I have to bin this because I need to be able to find an Ancestral Recall on my next turn. It's the only card that gets me out of this. Yeah, I think I'm so sad because I think the opponent played really greedy. Oh, they hit a Black Source. Awesome. All right. Yeah. Oh well. I don't know. It definitely seems like if I had both of the Bob, we probably would have won. So unlucky. Unlucky. All right, here we are. Round 4. We're gonna put on the rally cap here and recover from previous punts, and we got the play, so that's nice. And we got a monkey on the play with force backup. Can't lose. Who called that? Dagon called it. No, Dagon didn't call it. Zhad called it. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I think you can restrict Preordain in Vintage. I don't think that's unreasonable by any means, but I don't think it actively changes the deck, like the format outlook very much, to be perfectly honest. It doesn't really feel like that has a strong... This hand is actually, like, barring these, you know, not being Ancestral and something else, like, if this was Ancestral Days... It's like very close to one of the most perfect non-Lotus starts. I was about to say, we even have a Wasteland in case our opponent is on Bazaar. So I do think now that I do know my opponent's on Bazaar, that I would rather have this be a Channeler than a Ragavan, but This hand is like definitely a great 7-card hand in game 1 against Bazaar. Also, my opponent has mulliganed to 2, so we're kind of wasting our great hand here, but I don't know. I don't actually feel like Preordain is a huge part of Doomsday's consistency. It's definitely a part, but I don't know if I would consider it a huge part. Yeah, my opponent is currently mulliganing to 2, so that's definitely one of the weaknesses of the Bazaar Baghdad deck. So they kept their 2-card hand, so it looks like they found a Bazaar anyways. It's quickly going to be wastelanded, and then this monkey is going to smack them into death. Smack them into death? Yeah, into death. Monkey. Smack them into death. Do we have any, anyone in chat? Do we have any I am Act monkeys in chat? Just curious. I don't know, are there any of those? I like that. I'm doing this now so that they can't theoretically hold up Force of Will. Maybe, like, that's dumb, and there aren't actually chances they're going to play Force of Will, but that was my first instinct anyways. Vengevine. If only I could cast it. I don't think I'm going to Merchant Scroll for Ancestral. I think I'm going to just Preordain, save the treasure, and look for a land. This is like a land, so I'm going to keep it. Now I think I'm going to Merchant Scroll for Ancestral. I guess that could have gotten Mindbreak trapped, which would have been problematic, but, well. I had a force, so I could definitely just force it. I guess that's another true point. If I do it now, they can't root wall me in combat. I mean, I had a force, so like I could force anything that they particularly did. Yeah. I should probably be a little more forgiving on my F6 timings here. I feel like that could have gone badly. I mean, if they ambush Viper to Walla at all, I think I would have to force it, right? So that I could make sure that my monkey gets in every turn, not me. So I don't think the timing really matters in terms of... I guess if they drew 2 Root Wallas. If they had drawn 2 Root Wallas, then the timing mattered. They activated the Bazaar on our turn. That... What? No. You're not allowed to do that. Oh, they did that while having a petrified field? Wow. The ultimate bait right there. That's crazy. All right, maybe we do, maybe this will be a pretty close game then. Actually, no, we're playing a Murktide Regent this turn. What am I talking about? That should just be good enough to win by itself. I don't think I'm casting Ancestral. I'm pretty sure that I'm just casting Murktide Regent as fast as I possibly can. Oh, I'm in damage step. I do that one a lot. I know my opponent can't have Force of Will right now, so this feels like the best play to me. So my opponent's going to bring back this Bazaar of Baghdad, and then they get to activate it, but they just don't have time with me, with Big Daddy Regent coming down. I should have let them put Bazaar on top because the monkey would have exiled it. Holy shit, you're right. I didn't even think about that. Why'd they... Apparently my opponent didn't think about that either. Totally right. Holy shit. Yeah, I gotta think about the monkey a little bit more, I guess. Yo. Hashtag snipe. Thanks for the sub. Appreciate that. Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess that is true. I was confused on why they cast Noxious Revival on their turn anyways. It didn't really make very much sense to me. I mean, they just hit Squee Rootwalla. If we didn't have a region going off here, things would be pretty bad, actually. All right, let's see if I can get a Wasteland or a Bolt. Okay. I think it's better to just Bolt this and attack with Ragavan. Well, maybe it's better to cast Preordain first off of Sapphire. Yeah, I've had people use like the monkey as brain, like a brainstorm kind of thing. That one was pretty bad. I mean, I could play Dragon's Rage Channeler and then play Sapphire and then play Preordain. That gets me a look a lot deeper for Wasteland, but I kind of want to be able to just hit with the Ragavan for life total purposes. I guess I can play the Channeler off of the Ragavan after, so that's fine. But yeah, I don't think, yeah. I guess this can get trapped now. So maybe I was supposed to Bolt first and then go Sapphire Preordain. I feel like I played that game atrociously. I feel like it was very bad. I don't know. I kind of think I want to leave Misstep in these days because of the Noxious Revivals. Yeah, I mean, they molted too, and it still felt like we almost lost, so I don't know. I guess maybe we had a Murktide region, so we could never really lose, but I don't know. Yeah, the games are only really feel good when my opponent molts the two. Bizarre things. What do you think about this sideboarding, not me? Too crazy? Just crazy enough? Maybe we want some number of bolts and some number of sprees, but not all of them. I think you're supposed to bring in some number of sprees. No, I was never bringing in 4 sprees, chat. I was just bringing the cards over that I could bring in. I think this is what I'm going to do. I think forces are terrible in this matchup because you are just going to go so far down on card advantage. It's just never a profitable line. So I'm just going to go like this. I think this is fine. I mean, I think I'm supposed to keep any hand with Wasteland, but obviously there are some problems with this hand. This matchup is entirely dependent on can my opponent do their thing, and doing their thing entirely revolves around do they have Bazaar. A nice thing is that we can Shattering Spree a hollow one draw, so that's nice, but we are very weak in this hand to a Vengevine draw. My opponent has mulligan to 5, even powdering on 6. Yeah, I think Fury's great. I'm a big fan. I should do a retrospective at some point on my Modern Horizons review, because I definitely got a lot of things slightly off or wrong. I don't think it was like, what the 3 squee? I don't think it was like absurd of me to be worried about Grief, but Grief did not pan out the way I thought it would. Oh my god, they have a petrified field and another squee. Fuck. I mean, we at least buy ourselves some time, I guess. Unfortunately, I don't have a surgical. If I had a surgical, we would win this game on the spot here. I would just be able to go. I would even be able to beat a force because I have pedal fluster. Pretty unfortunate. All right, so we know that their hand is 3 squeeze, Master of Death, Blazing Root Walla, and an unknown card. They should probably bring back their Bazaar of Baghdad right now before I can draw Surgical. But it doesn't look like they're going to, so that at least gives me outs to drawing Surgical. Oh, wait, are we rethinking? I lied, opponent. Don't listen to me. No, don't do that. No. I need to start telling my opponent what to do. All right, so my opponent gets to do another land drop, draw 2, discard 3, squeeze. But I get to wasteland again, so that's nice. Yeah, I definitely need to start telling my opponents the wrong lines instead of giving them the right lines. True, too true. I assume they're going to pitch 3 squee again, unless they found, yeah. Oh, they chose to pitch Master of Death over the 3rd squee to play around Surgical, I guess? So we know they still have 2 squeeze at least. All right, I mean, that's not a bad draw. Even if they drew Force, I do have Daze here. I'm okay with the way we sequence this. I also have Daze for Noxious Revival, which is pretty good as well. All right, so it looks like we've successfully stopped the Bazaar for now. No, I probably agree with not me that I wouldn't actually like Daze of Force of Will on Dread Horde. I don't know, it's a little hard not me because it seems like they have a bunch of mana producing lands, which makes my days a lot worse. Like they have main deck Petrifying Field. Like how many? They could have a bunch of mana producing lands in their deck. My opponent has 10 cards in hand right now. Discard a bunch of squeeze, get them back. Ooh, Wasteland. So now, like, now they can like use the Noxious. Like they're playing around Daze too. Incredible. Okay, yeah. They're playing pretty well, to be honest. Like they use their Petrified Field right away. They're playing around Daze. Pretty good. I mean, I'm still gonna jam a Regent and they're gonna die, I think, but they have Noxious Revival and Fury and a Wasteland? Man. What is it like? My opponent is living the dream, apparently. Both of their 2 Bazaar draws must have been quite strong. All right, well, now I do think they're making a mistake. Why are we doing it in my upkeep? All right, I need to stop. I need to stop talking. I was about to say they're gonna like let me catch a region, but again, I guess not. Oh, it doesn't matter. Cast one anyways. Psych. This lets me keep 3 card types in my yard and hold open Fluster Days. Alright, well, I have a Regent, but my opponent has draw 2 every turn on their land. So, I'm not optimistic. I don't think they can kill this. Well, I guess they can kill this card because it's actually in Fury range at the moment, but I didn't have any more I didn't have any more spells in my yard, so there was nothing I could do about that. Okay, never mind. They have elected not to draw 2 this turn. Instead, they're going to cast free 1/1s and a 4/3 with haste. Yeah, that's normal. This deck makes me just... I had double Wasteland, and it just... What the... Come on! I guess I need to draw a Lightning Bolt. I hate this deck so much. My opponent's deck makes me just so upset every time I play against it. It just... Ow! How does this exist? How is this legal? Yeah, my opponent didn't mold it 2 this time, so I had no chance. True story. Yeah, just pitch 3 squeeze. Has another Wasteland. What the fuck? I mean, they're gonna hold this Wasteland for Tabernacle, most likely, because they seem to be pretty high-level player. All right. I mean, I'm losing the race, right? Currently. Very much losing the race. They drew a Force too? And they pitched a Mindbreak Trap and not a Master? Holy shit, dude. Alright. I mean, I was not replicating because I wanted to preordain. I fucking hate this deck. Oh, it's so broken. How is this legal? They're not down to 1 card. They just put 3 more cards into their hand. They're going to be up to 7 cards. They were down to 1 card, but now they have 7. There's 7 cards in my opponent's hand. I mean, that one doesn't matter because we were already dying on board, so... What's another hollow one between friends? What's another 2 hollow ones between friends? What's another, what's another hard cast Vengevine kill me between friends? And now they can Wasteland me because they can pay for Tabernacle. Incredible. What a powerful magician. Fucking get me out of here, dude. Alright. I need my opponent to mulligan to 2 or we can't play a match of Magic, unfortunately. Or maybe I could just, draw Surgical Extraction. That'd be nice. That would work out as well. Perfect. Keep. And just as we drew it up. The basic island. This hand does stuff. I don't think we need a... So, theoretically, as long as we cast our Surgical at the right time, We shouldn't need a strip mine. But I feel like we need a strip mine. Feel like we need a strip mine. I mean, we have a daze to protect our surgical, so I don't know. I don't really want a preordain though. Maybe I should take a preordain. I don't know. You guys truly don't find that Wasteland surgical daze is not enough to get rid of all their bazaars? Really? I think that's got to be. Maybe I should have kept that preordain. Now that I think about it, if my plan is like Wasteland Daze Bazaar, and then like I have to beat a hollow one after. I don't think I need this strip mine. I think this was a mistake, but we'll see what happens. I think if I was not streaming, I don't think I would have kept this strip mine. It's not like I have just Wasteland and nothing else. Then I would keep a strip mine. But I have Surgical Wasteland Daze. Like, I feel like a strip mine is kind of superfluous at this point. But I mean, my opponent also probably knows that I have Surgical Wasteland Daze, so hard to say. Are they gonna play Hollow One Vengevine? No, just Hollow One Go. Interesting. Because I do feel like my opponent has played perfectly these set of games, so I should probably have kept that preordain. It was probably a big mistake to be honest. All right. Well, we successfully played this the correctly. We baited the Noxious Revival by waiting. We haven't cast any spells, so we can't get trapped. You know, fuck off, dude. The fuck is this shit? Yeah, I mean, we have another strip mine, but they also have a Vengevine in their yard. Oh, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. That's no way. No. That's not happening. Do you ever hold your Bazaar there? Under any circumstance, would you ever hold your Bazaar there? They've played every single game like they had perfect information. I don't know, man. I feel like this is that one is like you kind of gave it away. They pitched a Mind Break Trap. Yeah, I kind of feel like that one's giving it away. I guess theoretically you might hold it because you wanted to have 2 cards in hand when you activated it so that you could keep a hollow one. Like, that would be the best reason, but you would never hold it here. You would never hold it on 3 cards. I don't know, Andy. This player has played like they've had perfect information the whole fucking time. And activating it post-combat? Oh, this fucker. Held it and activated it post-combat with a Vengevine in yard. Alright, put him on the list. Holy shit. Put him on the list. Damn, you hit a Root Walla. It would be a shame if you like had a hollow one to go with it and triggered your Vengevine post-combat. What a fucking joke. That's a good draw, though. That might win us the game. So they've already used their mental misstep, so there's no reason for us to replicate this. They've already used their mental misstep, so they can't counter this. I am gonna get a basic. I'm just gonna shoot this. No replicate. Hold on to my pedal. And then strip mine their Bazaar. So they're left with 1 unknown, a Master of Death, and a Root Walla. I could still die to this Root Walla. That's totally could happen for sure. They have a Noxious Revival as their last card. I mean, have they drawn anything that wasn't perfect? I guess they didn't return this Vengevine on turn 1. This deck is the most tilting thing I've ever experienced. Alright, so what if they were holding Noxious as their 1 card? If they were holding Noxious as their 1 card, they might not have activated their Bazaar. But if they were holding Noxious as their 1 card, they would have used Noxious to counter the Surgical instead of forcing. Right? So there's no way Noxious was their 1 card. And then they drew Bazaar for turn. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's fucking bullshit. I think it's complete bullshit. I don't believe that they're not stream sniping me. Oh well. I've played this person before. Is it a Hancho Bile? That would kind of make sense. That's a good draw. The race is on until they return this Vengevine. Wait, they didn't activate Bazaar this time? Wonder what they drew. I don't know. If they kept Force, they would have cast it, right? Unless they knew I had a Daze in my hand, I guess. Let's find out. Let's find out together. I mean, they could kept it in their hand. No, Mind Break Trap. Okay. I guess that vibes. They do have double Squee now, but their Squee does cost them a life. One of their Squees cost them a life. They wouldn't just cast it into my Daze. That's amateur hour. All right. I mean, they're gonna go up to 6 cards here, down to 3, and it feels like probably return this Vengevine. So I probably am still going to be extremely in trouble in this game. I guess I would lose to like Root Walla Cradle as well. I kind of need to draw an Ancestral or something on my turn, very likely. Not like something like an Ancestral, Preordain. I think I boarded out Gush, Scroll, those kind of things. All right. They probably would not pitch this Root Walla unless they had a second one for the Vengevine. I'm not sure Regent is enough. It might be. Well, that's a good one. Ooh. All right, so I go to 2, which means a Regent would be enough to save me for a turn. It's fucking hilarious. Incredible. My opponent is incredible. Tabernacles? Anyone got any Tabernacles? Tabbies? So sad. And 2 Root Walla is enough. I can't even like chump and fucking shoot the Vengevine. What happens when you only cast 1 Preordain? Maybe I should have kept that second Preordain, chat. Maybe that was that was probably a mistake the more I think about it. I did bottom a Preordain in this game, which I think might have been a dumb idea. I think going back, what we had a Preordain on turn 1 where we had Preordain Strip Mine, and maybe we were supposed to keep both. To be fair, my opponent did have Noxious, Mental Misstep, Force. Even though I had Daze Surgical, so I don't know. A little here, a little there. I could see that maybe we were supposed to keep the Preordain, though. Yeah, we were not drawing the cards we needed. That's the kind of card we needed. We needed, like, Treasure Cruise. Yeah. I don't know about that game, chat. That whole series was... Remember when they also cast the Noxious Revival, even though we had a monkey to bait my Force of Will? Even though they had a Petrified Field? Remember when they... Wait a second. Remember when they played the bait Noxious Revival because they knew I had Force of Will in my hand and I would counter it, even though they had a Petrified Field in game 1 for their Wasteland? Jeez. I should have known. Oh well. And sometimes that happens when you stream. We've done it. We finally made it to the 5th and final round of this Vintage League. Unfortunately, the last round happened, but that's okay. We'll close strong here. Monkey, baby. Peep. I'm all about monkey time. Can I get some IMAC monkeys in chat? Or are we past that? We're not unbanning Mental Misstep. You can just get right out of my chat. Am I still playing KCI? No, I had to stop playing KCI because people were hating on it too much in leagues, but I think the hate's actually died down a little bit. So you could probably play it again. I actually think KCI has some decent matchups against what is the large percentage of the field right now. The percentage of the field that is playing bug decks is actually dramatically lower. This is really unfortunate. This is very unfortunate. All right, well, hopefully we'll draw Lightning Bolt then. Bolts, anybody? Any bolts? No bolts. Well, I sure hope we don't get wastelanded. That would be bad. Yes. We're back at it again. This was so sad. Monkey just could not get in to save its life. We're getting in? Oh, wow. Okay. I guess they have another one. Are they just Ravager? Oh. Well, this Force of Negation has certainly been worse than Force of Will. I can tell you that much. I would snap concede to a Ballista. All right, is this game winnable? I guess I would have to draw a fetch land. I guess I could just draw. All right, I'm gonna force this. I need to find a land, and this is a way to do it. Oh, come on. All right. Glad we forced this Lotus. All right, okay, hold up. The game is live. Maybe I could have kept the Ruby and attacked with the Ragavan. Nah, fuck that. I'm off it. Oh, we're so dead. We're so dead. Oh, there's patch notes. No, let me play Magic. Let me play Magic. Oh, there's some serious balance changes that I need to read for Storybook Brawl. All right, we're just very dead here. How close are we to cruising? Not really close. Yeah, there's a bunch of balance changes. There's a patch notes that just came out. I'm gonna have to look through it before we start up our stream. Oh, there's a lot of changes. I love it. Matchmaking. Oh, matchmaking. Updated UIs, bug fixes. Oh, they nerfed Merlin. That's sad. I like Merlin. I think they just nerfed a lot of stuff that I was winning with. Sorry, chat. I'm not super invested in this game because I don't feel like it's very likely we're going to win. Merlin was definitely busted. I was winning. I won 4 of my 5 lobbies today. Let's say that. I didn't even count if this was lethal or not. It just don't matter to me anymore. It don't even matter to me. I don't even care. I don't think we can win through this, so I'm not bothering. Okay, all right. Post board. I do think our matchup is fairly good. We got a mountain, and we've got Shattering Sprees and Unholy Heat, and we get to take out Mental Misstep, Gataxian Probe, Thought Scour, Gush. What else were we taking out here? No, you never bring in Tabernacle unless your opponent is playing Bizarre Baghdad. I don't make the rules. Scroll. Preordain. Got him. I haven't looked yet. We'll look before we start our stream. Nah, I'm not cutting any of my forces. Not about that life. Yeah, I mean, all they need is one ancient tomb, and then doesn't actually work out for you. I actually don't advise bringing in Tabernacle against any deck that is a mana producing deck. So like even like the humans and those kind of decks, I don't like it against them either. That's a lot of mana you got there, friend. Excuse me? Alright, I guess we're playing against some aggro. Nah, I'm kind of off this. See, my opponent brought in a Tabernacle, so I don't think we should be bringing in Tabernacle versus them. Too funny. I actually could. I could bolt here off a pedal, and that would give me 4 card types. I think I'm going to. It's a little risky, I guess, but I guess I should keep at least one land, right? Because I can't. I don't know. I think I'm gonna fetch a basic island here, and that way I can pay off of this basic island and hold up bolt. So I can't bolt a serpent. Oh, okay. What'd they hit that they can pay? Oh, 1. Wait, I didn't get 3 card types in my yard? Oh, I fucked up. Okay. That's fine. They played a 1 mana serpent, so it's fine. How did I like mess that up? So I have to bolt this thing to attack? So shit. I don't want to do that. I can't believe I miscounted. What did I? Oh, I thought it was a sorcery. Unfortunate. All right, I guess we're gonna like this Mystic Forge is probably going to murder us. I have put a bunch of lands in the bin though when I'm just trying to draw some Shattering Sprees. Help a guy out, please. So so this is like an aggro saga deck, but has a Tabernacle, or is it like what kind of deck is this? It's very interesting. I'm not really interested in like bolting any of these creatures is the problem. Maybe I'll bolt one anyways, but oh, you're gonna attack? That's a bold play. All right, I'm in. Let's try it. I can't. All right, fine. Never mind. I won't turn my guy into a 3/3. Fair. You got me. Oh, all right. That's why they attacked. I mean, now would be a good time to draw Shattering Spree. Is the vibe that I'm getting from this game. Shattering Spree, kill the Nettle Cyst and the Mystic Forge, please. No. I think this is bad. Am I crazy? I think this is just bad. It's also gonna get my thing to a 3/3, so. Wow, these cards are all horrible. Well, let's think about this for a second. If I get a Dragon Rage Channeler and a Sprite Dragon, no, all I have would be 2 Dragon Rage Channelers. I would hit them to 9. They would hit me to 9, and then I would hit them to 3, and then they would hit me. They would kill me. If they draw like any artifacts, they kill me. So this doesn't work. Okay. Shuffles? Any shufflers? How about Shattering Spree? All right. I didn't want a Shattering Spree anyways. I feel like we haven't had the greatest backstretch of matches. Between the Jund match where we didn't have any lightning bolts in our top 30 and these matches where we just like can't find lands or we draw too many lands, this hasn't been ideal. It hasn't been ideal. Oh no. Tolarian Academy, Mystic Forge, combo. Yeah, I don't know, this Nettlecyst looks pretty good. They just stood up the Mystic Forge. No, no, Taniguchi, stop. All right, chat. That went very badly. Went very. I think I drew abysmally. Overall, I mean, the first 2 matches went very well. And then the third match against Jund, I made a slight misplay. And I think we also got, like, we cast, what, 3 Preordains and couldn't find a Lightning Bolt in our top half of the deck. So that's unfortunate. And then we got stream sniped and lost to, like, the most insane 7-card hands from Hollowvine. But we were pretty competitive. Like, if our opponent had missed on, like, if opponent didn't have exactly the right outs, I think we would have won one of those Hollowvine games. Like a hand with Wasteland Surgical Daze is usually like quite good against Hollowvine. So I think that like even then, if opponent had like slightly played less than perfect without perfect information, I think maybe one of those games was possibly winnable. So I think overall, like, it maybe I think Jund we could put up with a pilot error, and then obviously we were never winning those last 2 matches. But I do think that this deck has a fairly good workshop matchup in general, but we didn't really see the key cards in the matchup that we needed. Murktide Region is usually pretty good. Shattering Spree is obviously the go-to, and we didn't really get to facilitate on either of those game plans very well. So yeah, I mean, I still like this deck a lot going forward. This is definitely what I would be playing in terms of blue decks. Something like this is really nice. And I'm gonna keep working on it, so we'll see what happens in the next video. But if you're watching this on YouTube, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the Salt Fest of those last 3 rounds and a little Monkey Madness. And if you liked the video, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Boost those algorithm numbers. And definitely subscribe. That's a free action that you can take to help me grow the channel, and I would really appreciate that. I will see you on the next video, probably the Mythic Society Wednesday night vintage event, and that video usually goes up Thursday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern.